we rise to the top. Can't stop this flow. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Round Table. What's going on, man? How are you?
Greg, how are you?
I'm here.
We're both here.
So yeah, exactly. So this actually works out perfectly for what the topic we're going to talk about. Not wanting to do what you got to do.
Yep. And just to start off, these are short and sweet, but they're hopefully a lot more impact than just straight to the point. But yeah, like Dustin said, days you don't feel like it. So I wrote it in my notes, but I like to consider the mental workout days. So we're going to use the gym as an example, right? Because it's just the easiest to relate to, I feel like. But it's those days where you've mentally it's like you literally feel like you're being weighed down by 1,000 pounds. Your mind's going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You're making excuses for, whatever. Find it for family. Oh, I didn't sleep enough. My foot hurts. Whatever. Pick your excuse. I think those days are crucial. And I think those are some of you tell me. Think back of one of those days and tell me the things that you've got from one of those workout days.
Well, hell, what? I mean, fuck, this has been the last 6 months. In all honesty, guys, this is my mental goes so up and down. It's unfucking real. This last month and a half. I mean, I even told you, it's been hell. But my win for every day is showing up for myself at the gym. Now, I'm not okay. So I'll preface that not every day. I do 6 days a week. I show up every Monday through Saturday, guaranteed. I'm there. Unless there's, we're out of town, like we were out of town for Moab, but we hiked one of the days. We did a bunch of shit. But I show up for myself every day. And I will be honest, there's been a handful of times that I show up and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't want to be here today. But guess what? I've set that standard of 45 minutes minimum. Yeah, I might hit 45 minutes in 1 second, and I'm like, I'm fucking done. But I do that 45 minutes every day. Since we're talking gym, without fail. There's, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, walked in. No, it was Tuesday. Yeah, actually it was Tuesday. Monday, felt really good. Walk in, I'm like, all right, I got this. Even though I was, in a bad mindset, didn't bother me that day. That was the day I did my PR. Great. It worked out great. I used all that, put it in there. Awesome. Worked. Tuesday, I would have highly considered not going Tuesday, but I had a buddy showing up. I'm like, I can't, one, I can't ditch him. Two, that's letting myself down if I don't show the fuck up. So got up and showed up. So yeah, when you're talking about mental struggles, yeah, there's no motivation when involved in that shit. You just gotta, honestly, you gotta do it. And 99% of the time I walk out feeling a lot better. There's that 1% that I'm like, man, that fucking sucked. I felt like I didn't put enough into it. So I'm kicking myself in the ass, but you can't let that go all day either. Hopefully that kind of answers.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I'll shift gears a little bit. So when I started writing this down, one, I was thinking about obviously the gym and I was thinking about those situations, but I started thinking about the lifestyle of being a parent or a father or even sometimes a husband. I think a lot of times, we have days where life just, whether it be work or just life in general, it just kicks our ass. Let's just be honest. And I was like, well, and I took it back to the book that Emma let, just one more, right? Do more. And I just kept thinking, I was like, look, I have to show up. I have to show up for my family. I can't come home and just, I've had a hard day. I'm going to go upstairs and, just go to bed, or I'm just going to, take a shower and just, that's it. I have to still show up and be a father. I still have to show up and be a husband. I still have to show up and whether it be have that quality time with my wife or have that quality time with my kid and sit down and have a conversation with them and just check in with them and make sure that they're good. And I think sometimes it's so easy to just check out. It's so easy
100%.
to just be like, oh, I'm just going to, I don't know, pick your poison, right? I'm going to go work on the car, nobody bother me. I'm going to go downstairs and play video games. I'm going to all these other, whatever numbing thing you want to choose. Sometimes it's easier to do that route than to just go down, to just
deal with it.
To deal with the struggles of like, okay, I had a shit day and I still have to connect with my wife. I still have to check in with her. I still have to check with my daughter and see how her day was and build her up and build these connections and relationships with your family. There's days where I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be by myself. I think solidarity for me is nice. I can honestly probably be there forever. And
I've been working on it, and I don't know how people do it. It's fucking hard. But to cut you off real quick, and I'm sorry to do that.
No, you're good.
But it's the cow and the buffalo mentality. The cow runs, and I watched a video and I posted about it. No, I didn't post about it because it wouldn't fucking let me. But basically what it is, the cow sees the storm coming and they take off running away from the storm. And then the storm catches up and they keep running. So they're in that storm forever.
Right.
So the mentality you're talking about is the buffalo. He sees the storm and he's like, nah, F you storm, and heads straight towards it. So instead of, like you're talking about, I'm going to relate this back now. Instead of running from your emotions, you're just or running from your responsibilities, not your emotions, because you're still dealing with those, but running from your responsibilities, checking in, you're like, nope, I got to be that buffalo, and I've got to at least start with checking in with my wife, my kid, make sure everything's okay. And once I do that, then I can say, I need my time. Or sometimes you might say, hey, I need my time to go face this demon now before I can come deal with you. Mm-hmm. Which, same thing, you're running into that storm of dealing with whatever.
Right.
Hopefully that.
No, I do. I
if
agree
that
with
agrees
that.
with that.
And I also think that those days are so important because those are actually, I think Goggins talks, it's not necessarily your cookie jar, but it's at the same time, it's when there is those moments of weakness again, or those thoughts or whatever it might be, that feeling when you don't want to go to the gym, you could take yourself back and be like, well, I did it that day, I can do it this day.
Yeah.
I can, that day, it was a shittier day than it was today. If I showed up for my family this day, I could show up today. And it's just taking those things and those situations and being able to apply them to every situation in your life. So I think we're all going to go through shitty times or
100%
these mental tough days that you just want to settle. You just want to be comfortable. You just want to make it the easiest route possible. And I think that's the thing that gets you in trouble, is when you fall into those lulls of just complacency, your comfort, and you have to pull yourself out and put yourself, like you said, through the storm and just deal with it. And then later you reap those benefits and you reap the easy days. I guess you could say, you're like, this is nothing compared to what I went through. It's pulling from that jar and using it in every situation in your life.
So just to circle back here, those mental days that I don't want to show up are the days that I need to show up the most. Not only for myself, to prove to myself that you can show up and do that 45 minutes and be there, but also for my kids, for my wife, for my brothers like you, for our viewers like you guys. Those are the reasons to show up every day. Ultimately, everything has to be for you. But if your wife expects you to go to the gym, which expect is kind of a shitty word in this situation, but if your wife knows you're going to the gym and wants you to and is on board and is building you up to continue to grow yourself, you need to show up for yourself to do that. Because if you don't, she's going to start losing respect for you. Your kids are going to start noticing that you're not doing what you're supposed to. Your brothers are going to start noticing, hey, this man says he's going to do the gym and he's not doing shit.
Right.
If I needed him, I know he's not going to be there.
Right.
I think there's scenarios where things differ, but for the most part, no, you got to show up and you got to do the hard work. Yeah. Period. End of discussion. It doesn't matter. I hate people. Hate's a strong word here, but I despise when people are fully taking advantage of mental health days. Now, I say that because you do need them every now and then. And we might get some shit for that part, but you do need them every now and then. But I feel like every now and then is different than once a month, once a week. Being like, oh, I can't go to work today. mental health day. And again, I'm sorry guys, but from somebody that has gone through depression, suicidal thoughts, everything, the one thing I've never done, not show up to work. I've always showed up to work. I might be a shitty mood. I get my work done and people are like, "You okay?" Yeah, just leave me the fuck alone. But I show up to work. Are there days that I've wanted to take a day? Absolutely. But my personal personality will not let me. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. If you need it that bad and you have the time off, take it. Okay, guys? But personally, I can't. And I know this is a rough topic.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's pretty straightforward. I think you're right. I think and honestly, I mean, they could take it however they want. At the end of the day, it is true. Like you're creating
you create a habit for yourself.
Yeah, you're creating a habit where you always resort to this quitting attitude of like, "Oh, I need a day." Well, and maybe this might be a little dark, but this is how I think about it. That one day that you take off, maybe somebody else needs you to step up.
Yep.
And if you're not there to step up for them, and I don't want to say you'd be the cause, but you could have been the reason that they didn't do something that could potentially alter their and everybody else's life. But because you chose to be weak and just take a day off or take it as quit on yourself, you may be quitting on somebody else that needs you that day. That's just how I look at it. Now, I agree. I mean, I guess some people can benefit from it. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't raised that way. I haven't met a lot of people that do that, so I can't speak on it. But at the same time, I just never have met people that have been, I guess you could say, winners and take a day to just be like, well, I'm just going to sit at home because I'm having a rough day. They might take some time. They might take some effort to focus on themselves. But I have never heard of somebody just be like, well, I just, Dustin needs me today, but I'm just not there. I believe in team. I believe in we all rise, like what do they say? Rising tide raises all ships.
Yep.
You are the tide every single day, and if you choose not to rise that day, you might be the person that you let somebody down. And for all you know, I believe in full impact every single day. You're impacting somebody, whether it be negative or positive. I never want to be a negative reflection to my kids, to my wife, to my friends, to say, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not going to text you, but hey, Dustin, it's 6 a.m. Like, dude, I'm just not feeling it today, bro. I know you're awake already. I know you already prepped. I know you went to bed early yesterday. I know you set your alarm.
The bed early is a lie. Let's just be clear.
I know you did all these things. I'm just not feeling it today.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's just not me.
No.
And
you'll never get that text from me either.
Yeah.
It'll be, fuck, I slept through my alarm.
Yep.
Or I'm running late. Or it'll be a conversation. Or, dude, I have been up all night.
Yeah.
Growing up, something's going on. Like those are. I feel guilty leaving work when I'm sick. I feel guilty not showing up. Like holidays freak me out. Paid holidays freak me out.
Yeah.
I'm constantly like, I'm looking. I shit you not. I probably look at my phone like 4 times during a paid holiday. Christmas and Thanksgiving are the only two.
Yeah.
That I don't really think about. Sometimes the 4th of July are the only ones that I don't. But like Labor Day, Memorial Day, President's Day. I mean, shit. Any other day we get off, I'm like, something feels wrong here.
Right.
I should be at work. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. I feel slightly differently about, because I take off. Unfortunately, my therapist schedule and my schedule don't work where I can't, do it outside of my normal working hours. So I do have to take off during my working hours. But I feel like that's different because I'm only taking a handful of hours off. I'm not taking the whole day, and I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. I'm going to talk about what's going on in my life. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to better myself. So there is a difference that I feel there.
There is 100% a difference. Yes.
I had to be clear that I don't sit at home. If I'm at home, it's because I'm sick. I mean, hell, when my cat went missing, I had my nose deviated septum fixed, and it's not that intense of a surgery, but like getting up and walking around and doing multiple like miles of walking or whatever would 100%, sitting in a car even sometimes too much would put so much pressure on my nose. I'd get a massive headache and stuff. And I was there every single day for my wife, out walking, trying to find this damn cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as much as I don't want to admit it, I love my fucking cat, but cats. But there was no like, yeah, I'm not going. Like there was sometimes I'm like, I can't right now, but I'd already been doing something that day. Or it was later in the evening and one of us had to watch the kids or something, but it was never like, yeah, I just had surgery. I can't go out and do this. There's no fucking rest. Yeah. No rest. This is a longer episode than we planned on, guys. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's a good topic. I think, I think every situation is a little different, and physical is a little harder to measure. We're talking about is when you're just feeling like physically you're good, and your mental is telling you, you know what, it's okay to take today off. It's okay to not show up. It's if anything, I'm the person that'll push you. Be like, well, I'm coming, dude. Like, if you just text me, like, hey, man, like, there's not really a rhyme or reason for it. I'm just not feeling it today, bro.
Be like,
well, man, I'm
got 20 minutes and I'll be there.
And if anything, this is going to be a great episode because we're going to actually work through some things.
Yep.
I'm going to show up for you just like, anybody else. But I think when you allow those things to creep in, they'll creep in other aspects of your life. And it'll just be easier and easier to just quit on those other things. And I don't think that's the example you want to live by. And I don't think you want to be the person that's there. And life sucks, and it is for everybody. I think Taylor said something cool the other day. Was like, people think that because you made a certain choice in your life, you're going through the struggle, and it's like, actually no. Like, people forget that life is just struggle.
Yeah.
Like, you will, no matter what choices or what route or what journey. There are struggles in that journey no matter what, and you don't take the choices that you made too personally. No matter the choices, your life here on planet Earth, life is included. Struggles is included. Like, baddies are included, struggles are included. That's just the way of life.
That reminds me, we had a friend over, and me and him, we were taking our kids because he's got 2 little girls about the same age as mine, and I was like, well, do you want to walk to the park, get these kids some exercise, and then we're walking over there, and he was talking about something, and I don't remember all the details, but he's like, I wanted my life to be so easy. Like, I tried to do everything I could to make my life easy, but every time I tried to go the easy route, something would stop me. Kind of a scenario. And he kept coming back to every time I hit a struggle, I would try to find the easy way out, and it never worked out great for me. Something worse would happen. So he's like, it came to the point, and I wish I could remember all the stuff he said exactly, but he's like, I did some sort of reading. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, basically came down to when that hard stuff shows up, I need to work through it. Which I'm like, yeah, that's life. And he's like, I know. He's like, it just, unfortunately, it took me to that point to realize that was what was going. That's why everything was struggling with me. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. You have to, again, back to the cow and the buffalo. If you run away, you deal with it so much longer. And as somebody that has done this for a portion of his life or a majority of his life, hell, I don't remember a lot past 15, under 15. I don't remember a ton. So who knows? But there's a lot of times, and it isn't until recently, and the more I start to chase that storm, yes, the fucking harder it gets, guys. It's immensely hard. But my choice is to face this storm or to run from it. Well, guess what? When I ran from it, that shit followed the fuck out of me.
You're running the rest of your life.
Yeah, and it just got to the point that it's like I kind of got to deal with some of this shit head on. Like, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I might cry. Yeah, I might feel like running away. But again, you run away, guess what? You still got to deal with the fucking problem. Mm-hmm. It's still there.
Still
there. Same, at work. It's everything. It's like, no, the problem's still fucking there. Mm-hmm. That math equation. It's still there. It's not going to change. Sorry, guys. It's not going to change.
I love that, man. No, that's a good one.
You got a challenge for him this time?
Yeah, I think just step up in the days that you feel like not doing it. I think it's simple. And then record those things. Use your phone. Your phone is with you at 24 hours a day. Grab your phone, take a note of the day that you feel like garbage, and just do the thing you need to do. I think, and it doesn't have to relate to fitness. It doesn't have to relate to something specific. Just There's going to be mental struggle days in anything that you do, and it's choosing the time. That's the time that you need to progress forward and jot those things down on your phone and just look back on them one day and just be like, man, this was a shit day and I went through it, and use that as fuel to move forward whenever you have another tough day. So
if you are a gym goer, you're having a hard day and you show up, try to add a little more weight somewhere that you know you can. If you listen to the last episode, you know that I don't want to bring this back up, but I hit a 3:15 PR. That day, I did not want to fucking be there. I did not want to be there, but guess what I did? I set my mind to it, and I did it. I used all of that I don't want to do it. And guess what? I did it. So, proof. Put the effort in. You can do it, guys.
Love it, man. Good job.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.